If you hate constrictions in video games and the linear gameplay, but love the sense of freedom and exploration, this video is definitely for you. I'll be showcasing the top 10 open world games of 2022, some that you can play right now and some upcoming ones that you're definitely going to look forward to. Let's begin. Number 10, Redfall. Arcane and Bethesda are dropping perhaps the coolest vampire game which I've seen next to Bloodlines 2. Redfall is an open world co-op FPS that looks amazing and super different. If you played Prey and Dishonored, you'll be aware that Arcane know exactly what they're doing. This game is set in Massachusetts on a small island town of Redfall. This is a place under attack from a vampiric legion who blocked out the sun and cut off its native inhabitants from their connection to the outside world. This story features a rich one with a deep campaign that lets you unravel the mystery of the island and the appearance of the vampires yourself, along with other survivors. This game is definitely one that you're not going to be able to stomach solo, and it looks like it'll keep you on edge as you play. There's something really cool and unconventional about this game. The weaponry and the abilities that the characters can utilize are super different. You can see things like telekinesis and other weird and wonderful powers, with stealth, gun combat, and what comes in between to fight a vampiric apocalypse. You can pick between 4 different heroes with these special utility sets. The art of the world itself though is amazing and very beautiful, and there's a lot to explore across its landscape. Number 9, Delusion. The art style of this game for me is very reminiscent of the Elder Scrolls Morrowind and classic PS1 style video games. In this game, you can expect an open world RPG experience which takes you through strange places with unique dangers across a shattered land and its flying continents with deep-rooted occult secrets and interesting towns and inhabitants. With an undead curse, the world is like a shattered plateau in limbo, like some kind of purgatory of sorts. Now, this game prides itself on player choice within its in-game narrative, featuring quests that allow you to choose a direction to carve your own path or go off and explore your decisions that mold reality. Towns that you come across let you sleep, trade, and accept quests as you speak to the locals. The quest line decides the fate of the land, with optional side quests and challenges on the side, just like you would expect from an Elder Scrolls game. There's a skill system that allows for alternative options to combat through charming and tricking people and picking locks. You can upgrade weaponry from lowly old swords to masterpieces and use potions and powerful spells to bend reality. Number 8, Elex II. The sequel to the original, this open world role-playing game from the creators of the Gothic and Risen franchise put you in a world called Magalan in a post-apocalyptic climate in massive explorable environments. The world this game is set in is home to many different interactable factions. You have full freedom in this game to explore with your jetpack to fly across the map. There's many different unique characters and NPCs that react to your in-game choices and can converse with you, join your group, or be killed to affect the overall storyline in an impactful way. There's both ranged and close combat in this game. Number 7, Deadpoly. With a polygon art style, this game is a survival zombie looter shooter with base building and crafting survival mechanics. The only objective in this one is just to survive, something you can do solo if you're up to the challenge, or on multiplayer with friends and allies. You find materials across the world through scavenging or killing and looting enemies to build and fortify a base, and then crafting more useful items. The game features thirst and hunger survival mechanics that need to be monitored to stay alive, especially keeping in mind that when nighttime drops, you'll need to be prepared as the game has a day-night cycle system. But don't worry, there's some semi-realistic gunplay to make use of, with guns which feature different calibers and different physical projectiles. Number 6, Outward Definitive Edition. This one is for RPG players. Outward is a refreshing choice, a rewarding and challenging title for adventurers who don't mind defending against threatening monsters, braving tough environmental conditions, fighting diseases and infections, staying hydrated, and maintaining a good sleep cycle, and engaging in perilous expeditions across a content that will take them across many multiple cities where new quests and missions will advance them further and deeper into large threat dungeons. You can take on Outward solo or in co-op, which will determine how hard the game is. You can rebuild a refugee camp up into something greater with a city building mechanics. As you acquire powerful gear, you then enhance your weapons and armor or trinkets with improved stats like resistance to the weather, elemental damage, and personalize it more with 85 different enchantments. This game features old school split screen local co-op or online options with convenient auto-saving, and it offers a unique experience with each and every playthrough to give it some replayability value. Number 5, Ghostwire Tokyo. Tokyo is a bustling city, but imagine if it became a abandoned. Suddenly its population vanishes and those with supernatural abilities control its streets. Ghostwire is that reality. You use those elemental abilities to unravel the mystery behind why people disappeared and attempt to save the city from its fate. Facing forces unknown of deadly supernatural origins of the occult, you ally with a spectral entity who's set on vengeance, bolstering up your abilities to face a dark truth. This ultra-modern rendition of Tokyo's cityscape is a fresh take featuring traditional temples and its narrow alleyways, a beautiful city that's troubled in this storyline as vengeful spirits seek to destroy. With its iconic landmarks like its famous tower, the details and visuals are truly amazing. Your ghost hunting skills and abilities will come in handy as you set to the streets and soar across to the top of its skyline during the game's narrative. Number 4, Planet Crafter. Another space survival sim, this open world game lets you transform the ecosystem of a hostile and arid planet into something more beautiful and sustainable for human life. The mission is to survive, collect resources and build up a base so you can construct the correct machinery and systems to create a new atmosphere with breathable oxygen to artificially geoengineer the entire planet into something greater. All the right tools you need are craftables, ones you should be bringing to explore the crashed ships and ruins when uncovering the planet's mysteries. You also have a thirst system. You require oxygen, your temperature needs managing, and your health is something to take note of. Mining ores is also something important. You'll need to build machines to create atmospheric pressure, heat up the planet, and create a biosphere with enough oxygen to make the creation of life possible. Number 3, Dying Light 2. Those familiar with facing a harrowing zombie virus should find Dying Light 2 a fitting challenge. A huge city torn by conflict needs your help as the virus has spread and civilization has fallen back to the Dark Ages. Your abilities and skill set are vital in this game, using your skill to defeat enemies and using allies along the way. The game has a vast open world with different non-linear pathways to follow and hidden passageways across its multi-leveled layout with many locations. Sunlight keeps zombies and infected at bay, but as the day-night cycle advances, monsters will leave their safe havens and hunt you down. But you can at least use your parkour skills to soar the city heights and jump from rooftops to get away. The choices that you make in this game matter and actions have consequences. Balance the conflict and forge your own path, either in solo mode or with 2 to 4 player co-op. Number 2, Raft. Raft recently released its 1.0 update and it's huge, the final chapter. Raft is all about surviving upon the ocean or an island situated nearby, with the threat of dangerous sea life, namely sharks, and similar predators that will make your life tough. On an oceanic adventure as a castaway, you have to hook out debris and scrap from the water on a floating raft, building it up with your new materials and repairing the holes sharks bite out of it to prevent drowning or dying from them chasing you in the water. You can turn a humble series of wooden planks into a floating mansion on the sea. The possibilities are endless in Raft as you learn new craftables in the research table and navigate across the ocean, diving below and fighting the dangers of the ocean floor. There's farming, cooking, crafting and building, and countless mechanics with a little bit of a different spin on the survival genre, which makes it more fresh. Number 1, V Rising. V Rising is the vampire survival game we've been waiting for. With a top-down camera and similar gameplay elements to Diablo, you play as an awakened vampire attempting to regain power and rebuild up your castle and convert humans to servants that follow you as you expand your empire and wage war. In this game, there's a large open gothic themed world which features mysteries and horror dangers in the forest and countryside that you'll explore. You can expect to gather useful resources in caverns and fight enemies that oppose you, depending if you're either playing the PvE or PvP modes that the game offers, which could determine if players or enemies, such as bandits during raids or duels with supernatural beasts, are your main problem or concern. You'll need to avoid the sun by sticking to the shadows during the day, but night is when you can roam free and prosper to quench your thirst. Gathered resources and the knowledge that you acquire along the way will help you build and maintain your castle, which you can customize to your own liking and store your treasure at. There's different abilities and weapons, and you'll need to master the skill shots and projectile dodging and combine certain equipment to meet your play type as you use your newfound skill and spells and powers to win. And that concludes the top 10 open world games on PC in 2022. Be sure to leave a comment down below of your favorite game in this video and why, and tell me any other great open world games which I didn't mention. If you found one that you liked, give the video a like and subscribe for others like this one. Thanks for watching.